Welcome, welcome to our brand night. I'm Dr. Dana McGrady. I'm so happy to be here tonight. What you're going to hear is not only going to be educational, but if you take note, it can very well change the trajectory of your health for the better. So I'm really excited to introduce JoJo Monroe. She's going to come on with our private guests. They're going to talk science, they're going to talk health, they're going to talk longevity, and every single fact that they share with you is something that if you take to heart, it can really change the lives and the health of you and your family. So JoJo Monroe is a beautiful, incredible, beautiful from the inside and also outside. She's a mama to two. She's a seven-figure entrepreneur, and she's a genius with our MDC marketplace. We like to call her the marketplace queen. And so, JoJo Monroe, if you'd like to come on, you can introduce our special guest.
Awesome. Thank you, Daisy May. I learned so much from you. You guys, if you have picked up the incredible nuggets along this journey from Daisy May and her brilliance being a holistic doctor, put some hearts in the chat, because I tell you, the team that we have of support when it comes to the category of health is unlike any other. And if you're new here to Marketplace, welcome. I want to welcome you to your hub, your trusted hub of over 30 brands in over 10 multi-billion and trillion-dollar categories in both physical products and digital products. And we talk about swapping liabilities for assets, liabilities, things that cost you money, and turning them into assets, things that can earn you money. But we also talk about the number one asset or liability that is in your hands, and that is your health. And so tonight I have got the General, Linda Hogard from New Zealand. She's a naturopathic practitioner who has had decades of experience, not only just with the human body and how to heal it on this journey, but also in our industry of how to bring a product to market and explode that product. And we are so fortunate, Linda, to have you here talking about the one, the only, the global green, as I like to call it, Broc On. Linda, are you with me?
Yeah, hi, thanks, Jojo, and hi, everyone. I love that, the global green. I need to write that down. Yeah, we are going global with this green. Yeah, it's a product needed by everyone.
Absolutely. And you and I were talking, there's an incredible video that we have on the back office. And again, everything that we teach is in duplication, y'all. But I want to play this video, Linda, before we get going, just so people have a common language as you start going into what could be the deep science behind this product. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's a great plan.
Okay, perfect. Guys, give me a sec. We're going to get this party started with this brilliant video. Let me go here. Hang on, y'all. There we go.
Have you ever heard of the incredible health benefits of broccoli sprouts? Sprouts from cruciferous vegetables like broccoli are the most potent natural source of sulforaphane, since they contain up to 50 to 100 times higher concentration than in their fully matured form. What is sulforaphane? You might be wondering. Don't worry, we'll break it down for you. Sulforaphane is a natural plant compound found in cruciferous vegetables, known for its surprisingly wide range of remarkable health benefits. As a result, it became one of the most studied plant compounds, with over 2,000 reviewed medical publications. In fact, scientists called this natural plant compound the switch, as once taken, it immediately switches on over 200 protective genes in your body. This makes sulforaphane one of the mightiest immune system activators. Sounds fantastic, right? Now, how can you ensure yourself an effective intake of sulforaphane? Well, eating as much broccoli as you can won't be the solution. You would need kilos and kilos, and this is why sprouts are so important. After the sprouts pop up out of the seed and they're 3 days old, all the nutrients and beneficial compounds are at their highest. All that supercharged power is compacted in that tiny vitality bomb. After this stage, when the sprout keeps growing, the nutrients don't multiply parallel to the growth. They spread throughout the whole vegetable. This means you would get the same amount of nutrients from one broccoli head in just one sprout. Now, each Broc-On sachet contains the health benefits of 60 grams of broccoli, kale, and daikon radish sprouts, the same that you would be getting in just 5 kilos of mature broccoli. Can you imagine that? All those nutrients in just one sachet. So what happens to your body when you take Broc-On? After you mix the sprout powder with water and swallow it, sulforaphane is produced within your body and rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream. Once inside your cells, sulforaphane activates 3 great superpowers: detoxification, anti-inflammation, and oxidation prevention. By doing so, multiple systems of your body are enhanced or improved. Studies have shown anti-aging and cognitive function health benefits, immunity and hormone support, and cardiovascular, skin, lung, and gut health benefits. Unfortunately, even these days, when health is considered such an important issue, broccoli sprouts' health benefits aren't well known enough. At the same time, growing sprouts at home can be time-consuming for most people. That's why we established Broc-On with 2 clear goals in mind: raise global awareness of the overwhelming potential health benefits of broccoli sprouts and sulforaphane consumption, and provide an easy, practical, and totally natural way for people to improve their health. Are you ready to switch on with Broc-On?
I mean, it's so good because it really does cover the foundation, Linda. But what I'd love for you to do is kind of go over the points of difference. Because if you guys heard at the end of that video, it's like, yeah, you could grow your own, but even if you did that, what would be missing, Linda? And kind of give people your background and how you came to love and be so passionate about Broc-On as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we start with actually growing your own sprouts. So the broccoli sprouts are really prone to developing a mold. So I've talked to lots of people who found this product who go, oh, thank goodness, I've had so many disasters on my kitchen bench of kind of my broccoli sprouts liquefying. And broccoli seeds are expensive and they're going up all the time. And you don't also know, not all broccoli seeds have a high yield of these compounds that lead to sulforaphane. So it's a bit of a guessing game of where you're spending your money. And then also that those compounds are highest on day 3. So, you suddenly grow a whole lot of broccoli sprouts and then you've got to eat them all on day 3. We've certainly done some costings around that, and it works out for the average person to buy broccoli seeds and grow them, that it costs more than utilizing this product that has that density of 60 grams of sprouts. So that's, yeah, absolute plus for like not having to grow them yourself.
Well, and talk about that, because you mentioned the highest yielding in the seed, because this is a point of difference for Broc-On is it is controlled from seed to soil to solution, right? So kind of tell us about that journey specific to Broc-On.
It's a massive difference. There are broccoli sprout products out there. I've tried heaps of them, and sometimes you try it and you think, gosh, I can feel that. And then the next batch you can't. And it's like trying to find where to actually spend your money. So when I found Broc-On in Australia, because this product is made from a great friend of mine, Jay Sylvester in Sydney, I found a product that was consistently super strong. And one of the questions was, well, how do you get it so consistent? Like, it's always fantastic and some batches are even better. So what they do as a company is they don't grow the seeds or purchase the seeds until they've had a sample, and they grow them to 3 days old. And then they actually check to see if these precursor compounds to sulforaphane, which are glucoraphanin and mycinerase, are actually present. And, Jay would say to you, like, you'll get information with a seed batch, and they're saying, oh, there'll be a level of 1.2 is a good level of glucoraphanin, and then we grow it and then we can't even find any glucoraphanin in it. So they don't purchase seed until they've proven to themselves that it's got enough like yield to go into the product. So that's massive. And then the sprouts are grown in a specialised environment. They're these massive big 40-foot containers in Brisbane where everything's managed, like the humidity, etc. If you just grew broccoli sprouts in the open air, particularly in summer in Brisbane, man, you would get some fungal issues. It's so humid. So that's all controlled, and then they're harvested on day 3 and put through a really specialized drying mechanism. The big key to the activation of sulforaphane is this enzyme mycinerase. Some people have a certain amount of mycinerase in their digestive system, but it really needs to come from the sprout as well. And if a broccoli sprout is just powdered and dried through most normal mechanisms, the heat destroys the mycinerase. So the process that's been developed by the biochemist in Brisbane make sure that everything survives and gets to us. And then, of course, it's packaged in those individualized single foils. I was with a naturopathic practitioner the other day, and they were, pulled out a product they were using, and it was in a tub, and then, by the end of it, like it's just all dried out and oxidized, and yeah, lots of points of difference.
Wow. And the highest yielding product on the market is Broc On. And that's pretty, yeah, that's incredible. And I love what Lynette said here. She was on, she loves this product. She's been on it for the last 3 months. She ran out and so went to the grocery store, her local grocer, and did not feel or notice any of the benefits from the grocery store brand that she felt immediately when she started taking Broc On. And that's just such a perfect example. So let's
go
ahead.
I was going to say, when I met Jay for the first time in person, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I'd been taking the so-called best practitioner product, and I could feel it a bit. I'd had some genetic studies done where the guy developed the studies, kind of looked at my genetics, because they're really glitchy. And he just went, "Oh, fuck, you've got one of those bodies. Whatever you're doing, you need to double it, or you're going to..." And I went, "I know, my dad died of Parkinson's, and there's heaps of breast cancer in the family, and there's just all this stuff." And so all those tendencies that some of us can have, the best preventative you can do is to get sulforaphane activated in your body to turn on these anti-inflammatory antioxidant switches. So it's a product for everyone, but then if you're having like issues with your body and you need your body to work better, man, is this the product to turn on those switches.
Well, and let's talk about that, because the benefits are so wide ranging. I almost feel like we may miss how the depth of each category and area, because the video talked about detoxification, it talked about inflammation, and it talked about turning on the pathways for repair. But there's also, like, what I personally experienced is a hormonal balancing and energy behind it. So let's kind of talk about the benefits that people are going to experience in their body as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the benefits, I mean, I said to you, you'll notice it from, your first shot. You'd shared with me some residual hormonal issues you hadn't been able to work out. And I'm like, well, this will just turn it all on and harmonize it. So I think for a lot of us women who are still menstruating, it's just the most amazing product to take. And then if in the afternoon you think, having a bit of hormonal build up, you might feel a bit cranky or just not right in your body, you could just take another shot, and really in 5 to 10 minutes it's all gone away. So that's broad right throughout hormonal issues with women. And for a lot of women, they don't detoxify their grubby type of estrogen, and this can really affect their weight loss, their energy, their mood. And those switches that the video talks about, that switch actually upregulates and turns on 208 detox, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory pathways. And so it improves the detoxification pathways, including quinine oxidase, which is a pathway we need for the detoxification of that grubby estrogen. So hence, in my family, we're I'm in the 4th generation of, 3 generations of breast cancer above me, so it's really, really important that I keep that cleaned up. And so, it helps me on a daily basis, but it's also part of my prevention program. And what I recommend to clients as well, as soon as anyone who's kind of, their body's just not waking up and working for them, it's a key thing to put this product in and then see what's left over in their symptoms.
Well, and let's go into that, because I had, and you wrote an ebook that everyone's going to have access to, particularly around asthma. But this is a bridge between inflammation. I had severe allergies last week, combined our CBDA with 2 Broc-ons a day. And the next, like within, oh gosh, like a half hour, I felt clarity. But the next day, all symptoms were gone. And that's an external inflammation. But this asthmatic type inflammation, although we're not here as doctors to treat, diagnose, cure, we can make some significant links with scientific study on the effects of sulforaphane and inflammation that arises in the body. So do you want to touch on that as I pull up the ebook?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what we're really talking about is the really well-established research around sulforaphane, and what we're providing here is a product that's high in sulforaphane. So, yeah, if I think back, I had a couple of really good lecturers at naturopathic college, and one of them really talked about asthma as this chronic inflammation of the lung tissue, and the spasming of the lung tissue, and the lung tissue building up kind of mucus. And I've got like the next ebook, I can see it just behind my laptop. It's about to go into final edit, which is on the hormonal functions. But I picked asthma first because the reason why we have Broc on is because Jay Sylvester went to see a naturopath many years ago because he's a tradie and works really hard. His joints were achy, he was low on energy, and was given a product. And if you take enough of it, you can feel a certain amount of a kick into your body. It's nothing like Broc on. But this was a guy that said, all my kind of jackets and things like had to have pockets in it, because he was carrying 2 types of inhalers with him constantly, like ever since he was a child. And so he would have been in his early 40s, I think, when he first discovered sulforaphane, and taking it like for energy and joints and inflammation. But after a week, he didn't have to use his inhalers anymore. And that's when Jay got absolutely obsessed about sulforaphane and kind of had to know like how. He tried so many things. And then he discovered that the Broc on was reducing these NF-kappa B inflammatory markers and improving glutathione in the lungs, etc. So I've written this ebook, and it references, it's a great book to be able to give to someone and for them to have a bit of an understanding and help back up what you're saying about the product. And it doesn't reference Broc on specifically, it just talks about sulforaphane, and we'll see that it also just has some great information around food, magnesium supplementation, really important to get that spasm out of the lungs. And talked about fenugreek tea, because that's something, as soon as someone's got a lung condition, I'm always adding into their life as well. You just pick up fenugreek seeds at a health food shop, and certainly at an Indian grocer's, and make a tea out of that to break down the mucus. So it talks about all of that. And then we come to this action plan. And you'll see it here, it says at the top here, connect with the person who gave you this ebook to learn about a consistently high-yielding sulforaphane product that you can purchase. Many products on the market have a poor sulforaphane yield. So that's available for you guys to utilize and help share the message. Yeah, and I think we've got Shelley there. Shelley has a particular lung condition that she has done exceptionally well with, and when I met her, I went, wow, this is going to take things to another level. And yeah, she's certainly given me some great feedback from there. And there's some other great comments here. My dear friend Carol Ford is on the line, and we helped her husband through a journey with his prostate, etc., on significant amounts of Broc on. Yeah, as well as Carol utilizing it for some of those over-estrogenic issues, post-menopause, etc.
So this is the coolest thing, and kind of just bringing us to a whole front, because we talk about these glitches that some people may have, and some people may not even know about them. And what Broc on really does is it takes us from the glitches to then the baseline, and then from the baseline, we have this bountiful experience and expression within our genetic system that's from the inside out. But this really is for everyone. It's not like, oh, I have glitches, I should take Broc on, right? We talked about, yes, absolutely, but then the preventative nature that you mentioned as well. So just kind of wrapping a bow on that for everyone, with each phase of where they're in, and how Broc on supports that.
Absolutely. Like we've talked about it from a preventative point of view because it's optimizing. And I'm just passionate at talking about glitches because, there are people out there that have been tested and they, might know that they have something called the MTHFR glitch, otherwise known as the motherfucker glitch, because it can F everything up and, create a lot of fatigue and things. And then, quite often, what they might be kind of prescribed, it might be pushing the pathways in the wrong way, and they actually need a harmonizing effect, which is what sulforaphane does. And I'm just passionate that people know about that, having significant issues in those areas myself, the stability like it gives. And then for anyone, also if their immune system, like yours last week, I guess it's spring where you are, Jojo, it's getting overactive, and there's other times where our immune system's just not playing the game. It hasn't got enough oomph, or it's overdoing it and going into autoimmunity, etc. So we kind of want to regulate everything, and that's the beauty of sulforaphane. It's awesome. And I just, you guys are going to see soon, the new batch of Broc-ons just come up to Michigan. And can you see that there? That's got
a little blurry, but we can see.
Yeah. There's a cute, extra cool little metal bottle that's coming in with it. And man, in the packaging, it just looks so kind of premium and schmack, just like the quality of the product you take.
And that's Jay. Like Jay is so adamant about, even though it was great plastic, the bottle, but he wanted something that lasts forever. He wanted it to be beautiful. I mean, it literally now is.
And you can put it in the dishwasher. Yeah.
Yes. No more hand washing with the little scrubber. So that's phenomenal. So for everyone, when we wrap up and bring to the next one, I'm going to put the link to the Broc-on support group in the chat. Make sure you're a part of that. That's where Linda's initially going to drop the ebook. The next ebook will be coming. And Linda, where can everybody reach you? Is that the best place if people have? I know there was one question actually before we go there. Leah had a question about best timing to take it. When during the day should you take it? Is there, or is it just something up to each individual?
Because it does, for a lot of us, we get a lot of mental clarity, and you can kind of go, you can feel it kick in, eh? And so I like to take it in the morning, and I think you do, Jojo, because you need that kick in to get through the day. And like you say, on weeks where maybe the spring allergies are affecting you, you can take another one in the afternoon if you need a boost. I think Shelley's also asked if someone can put it in their smoothie, and it's absolutely fine. It's like most products. They work better once they've got inside you, not sitting on the shelf. So however you need to do that, as long as you're not heating it up, would be the main thing.
Yeah. And I know that it's every product that we do, not safe for children, and ask your doctor, blah, blah, blah. But I have to tell you, I put this product because my kids will not eat broccoli on their own. I put it in their smoothies, and they have no idea it's in there, except for they know they are getting their vitamins that help them grow big and strong. So I highly recommend this, especially for anyone that does have maybe those teenage years and things going on hormonally there, all the way up through every age range. But it's tremendous to see the balance and the difference in energy, in mood, and just our ability to focus as well. And like Jason said, sounds like it has nootropic benefits, that brain food that we get from sulforaphane. So very cool. Linda, we appreciate you. And you guys, I don't say this lightly, Linda will respond to every message you put in this support group. So leverage her brilliance. And we just appreciate you so much. We know this is just the beginning for this product, and we're going to make it, like we said, the global green, starting in US, New Zealand, and Australia, where it's currently available.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome. Absolutely.